Welcome, Joss and Danny. I'll hand it over to you to moderate from here.
No problem. Thank you very much. We're going to take questions in the room first as a priority, and then we'll head over to Zoom. Some questions on there. We're going to start with Lawrence Booth here at the front, please. Thank you.
Hi, Joss. Where does that rank in your terms of your all-time performances for England?
Yeah, right up there. To put in performance in the World Cup, and they're all must-win games in this tournament. So delighted. I'm delighted to I think come through the innings as well. At periods I was finding it tricky. Sort of used all my experience and stayed patient. Trusted that it will come at some point in the innings, and obviously delighted with the win.
And lots been made in this competition about how difficult it is batting first, bowling first. Oh, my mind's gone blank. Batting first. So you actually made it. You changed that sort of dynamic. How conscious were you of that sort of pattern and getting over that?
Yeah, well, it's hard to guess if the dew's going to come in or not. Obviously tonight it did, and I think it certainly changed conditions. So. I think it was a great win for us as a team. To be, the 3 matches before we've won the toss and done what we wanted to do. So today to be probably on the worst end of the conditions, to show the character we did as a side. One of our bowlers getting injured, guys having to step up and bowl some overs at tough times. So I think the character in the group and what that will do for us as a side is fantastic.
Okay, let's go Adam Patel and then Dean Wilson, please.
Well played, Joss. You talked the other day about getting in the zone mentally and kind of trusting yourself in your ability. How much of a different challenge was that today?
Yeah, probably needed it even more so, to be honest. I think setting a target, the game's not laid out for you, especially finding it tricky early on. I think sort of soaking up some dot balls and you can put yourself under a bit of pressure, but sort of believing that at some point I would come good. I enjoy batting with Morgs. I think he's a great person to have at the other end. We've worked it through together, and delighted that we put that partnership together and got ourselves to a score which turned out with the way the conditions went. We needed every run.
And just the last one for me, is that as good as a day out you've had on a cricket pitch in a long time?
Yeah, it's right up there, isn't it? It's, hopefully there's still more good days to come, but certainly enjoyed today.
Okay, go ahead, Dean, and then the gentleman behind you next.
Joss, I know you don't play the game for personal milestones, but you are the first Englishman to score an international 100 in all 3 formats. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's great. It's probably something I'll look back on at some point, and it's a nice accolade to have. I think there'll be a few more guys who achieve that feat as well. So I think just more so just looking at today, just what it means for the team and what it means for us in the competition. That means way more.
And obviously the innings kind of steadily built through a difficult period and lots of sixes at the end. But then there was a moment in the field where you got that direct hit run out for pure pleasure. Which one gave you most? Because you seem to celebrate the run out more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the run out at the time was the best feeling on the field today. You probably see from the celebration. So as I said, I think we showed great character in the field. It was the conditions were tough, and losing a bowler, guys stepping up. There's some great pieces of fielding as well. Jason Roy's catch on the boundary there to dismiss him and to dismiss Hasaranga, sorry. And I think the level we've set in the field has been great throughout this tournament so far. I think we've saved a number of runs, we've created chances, and I think that sort of shows the selfless attitude of the group, as the fielding is sort of that one thing you do for the team, and especially even more so than the other disciplines in the game.
Just a few months ago, Sri Lanka were thrashed by England in England. Today, the Sri Lankan side bowled pretty well in the first 10 overs. What do you make of the Sri Lankan side, the young side, especially the likes of Hasaranga and all?
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you play against Sri Lanka, you're going to play against very talented players. I think both the spinners are found incredibly tough today. Tough to pick them. They bowl great lengths. And I think Sri Lanka always produce very talented players. So we knew we were in for a really tough game today. We expected that. We prepare for that all the time. And there's lots of guys in the Sri Lankan team with very bright futures.
John Etheridge, Matt Roller, and then we'll go to Zoom. Go on.
Joss, you need 6 off the last ball to get to 100. Is there a split second when you see the ball coming down, what you might describe as a kind of juicy full toss, when you think, I can hit this for 6?
I don't think you get quite enough time for that, but no, I think just sort of trying to remain calm and hope that he misses his Yorker or I was a bit unsure where he was going to bowl, but I've obviously been at the wicket for a long time and had enough sort of trust to just try and stand there at that point and hope he missed his Yorker. So obviously it's a fantastic feeling to get that ball away for 6 and get to 100.
Joss, just on the dew, could you talk through the impact it had on the pitch specifically throughout the game?
I think it just made the ball skid on a bit more. I think especially the first sort of 10 overs of our innings, the ball sat in the wicket a little bit. Obviously it's a very different bounce here at Sharjah to Dubai. The ball hitting the toe of the bat quite a bit. So maybe when the ball got wet, that sort of skidded on a little bit more. I think maybe sort of skidded the outfield up a bit. I think certain times here it can be sort of a stickier outfield, but those sort of low skimming shots tend to skip on as well on the wet surface. So it's definitely a swing in the game, and as I said, delighted with the character we showed against those conditions to come through.
And you mentioned losing a bowler. Is there any update on Tamal, or is it too early to say?
Too early to say. We'll have to wait and see how he pulls up tomorrow.
Cheers.
Thanks, Matt. We're going to take 3 from Zoom. We're going to start with Will McPherson, then Osama Zafar, and then we'll finish with Vidu. Go ahead, Will.
Hi, Joss. I just wonder whether you could talk a bit about Owen Morgan's batting today and sort of how much a return to form for him means to the team and the way he played as well.
Yeah, I thought he played fantastically well. I think the position he bats in T20 cricket is forms a bit of a myth, but I think today he showed immense amount of character. He was very patient. He soaked up the balls and gave himself enough time to get used to conditions, and we managed to put together a great partnership. It's never easy coming in when you've lost wickets early on, and there's plenty of the game to go. But I think he certainly enjoyed getting a few out the middle today, and we're all delighted when we see him play that way.
Were the two of you worried when you only had 47 on the board at the halfway stage?
In a way, I think sort of the way we're finding the wicket, we're sort of talking about 120 might be a good score to keep us in the game. Obviously, that would have been well short, with the way the conditions changed. But I think sometimes when you set your sights a little bit lower, it allows you to stay a bit calmer. And we felt that if we did get in and keep extending the partnership, they would come to us and we'd be able to accelerate. And the depth we had in the team with Livingston, Moeen Ali, Woksey, CJ all to come, it does allow you to play with freedom at the same time.
Can we go to Osama and then we'll finish with Vidu?
Hi, Joss. 4 out of 4 wins for England. How does that feel? Do you think England has got the momentum to go on and win this World Cup? And secondly, we saw in this tournament that the teams that won the toss, they won the match, but today they changed it. So what would you like to say about that?
Yeah, I'm obviously delighted to win the game. I think 4 from 4 is exactly what we want. We want to win every game we play in. I think the format is tough, and there's not much room for error. So every game's a massive game, and like I say, we have to bat first today, and still come through and win the game. We're obviously really happy with that.
And last question from Vidu, please.
Hi, Joss. Congratulations for your great knock. 3 down in the power play, so a lot of pressure created. How did you manage your mentality to play such a big game?
Yeah, I think your experience. I think myself and Morg, so we've played quite a few games now. We just tried to soak up the pressure and build a partnership. We were finding it tricky, and generally if you're finding it hard work, the guys behind you would probably find it hard work as well. So we didn't panic. We allowed ourselves time and sort of tried to take the options against the bowlers we felt more comfortable against, and at the ends we felt more comfortable against with one shorter side on the ground. So obviously really happy with that.
Okay, we're done. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.